the idea for today is some movement to open up the channels of the body, and then for a part of the practice to be a period of receptivity. And that's kind of the way that the spiritual traditions, basically all of them, the spiritual traditions prepare us to purify the body, to cleanse the body, to open the body and the mind. And then after that, we have to just stay open and be in that state of being. So I'd like to let our practice consciously be a part of that process. So actually what I'd like to do first is come to seated to properly greet our minds and bodies and the feeling of our practice. So once you find your seat, we'll just close the eyes, let the hands rest wherever they rest. And with the eyes closed, let yourself relax from, we'll say, the crown of the head down towards the face, into the throat, down into the chest, through the arms, down the trunk, through the hips, down the legs, and into the feet. And we're going to trace this a few times. So it's kind of like a body scan, but at the same time, we're moving our attention very quickly so we can just sense what's happening. So we'll start again now through the feet, and then take your mind up the legs, up the hips, up the trunk, the back, up the arms, up the neck, up the face, up to the crown of the head. And maybe as you start to slow the breath, you continue to scan the body from the crown of the head down to the feet, allowing that scan to also inspire relaxation through the body. And then from the feet back up to the crown of the head. So inhaling that attention up to the crown of the head, and then exhaling, washing the attention down to the feet. And we'll go through a few more breaths like this. And then let's return to the crown of the head. And from there, sink your attention down into the chest, where we will pause and engage Ujjayi pranayama, taking a breath in through the nose once you're there. Opening the mouth, fogging out. Mouth stays open, fogging in. Closing the mouth, exhaling through the nostrils. And we can still come into that breath like it's washing in and out or up and down. So feeling the rhythm of the breath. Let's chant Om together one time to begin our practice. We'll bring palms together. And then taking a big breath in. Om. Let's bow to each other, honoring each other, and remembering that we come from the same source. And then we will start our physical practice by coming right into hands and knees into a table posture. And we're gonna, right from here, begin some flowing motion. So in the next inhale, once you're situated, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Next inhale, lift the left leg, press the heel back and look forward, lift the head. On the exhale, draw the knee to the nose, under the chest. And then inhale, extend, lift the head, exhale, draw in. I'm going to continue like this for a whole minute. So breathing fully, deeply, and letting the motion mirror the breath, or even be inspired by the breath. So one more. And this is our minute here. So we're going to keep knee up into the chest and the head down for 3 deep breaths. It's reminding our core to do its work today in our practice and through the day, supporting our bodies. And then we'll inhale, straighten the right leg behind. Exhale, set the right knee down in a table posture. Now, before we go further, let's pause. Close the eyes, keep the neck neutral with the spine, and really pay attention to what happened in the body. What's the experience right now? Notice one area a little bit more active than the other, or tighter, or tired, whatever it is. Now we'll start with the left leg. So on the next inhale, lift the left leg, press through the heel, lift the head, and then we'll link our movement and our breath. Exhaling, knee in, head down, inhaling up, and then we'll go for 1 minute. Nice and slow, no hurry. Make sure to keep that foot flexed as you press it back so you can start to wake up the calf and the hamstrings. So this is our minute. We're going to draw knee in, head down, and take 3 deep breaths. Really pull the belly in on the exhalation. And inhale, extend the leg behind, and then lower the knee down. So we're in our table posture again. Let's bring the head to neutral position. Close the eyes. Pay attention. Maybe you're feeling a little more sensation in the wrists, or maybe you sense a balance between the glutes. Just notice, that's the purpose. Okay, so now we're going to roll over the back toes, the only toes that we have. So roll over the toes and then come to seated right on top of the heels. So we're going to stretch the feet for a moment. And then bring the arms out to a T. Let's roll the wrists around in circles. As the feet are stretching, so we're feeling expansion in the chest. Roll the wrists the other way. Nice big circles. You could take little circles, but if you can expand that circle, you'll benefit a little bit more. See if you can just kind of let go of the feet in some way. So maybe let the weight of the body press into the heels a little bit more. Let the feet open. And now we'll go ahead and rise up to the knees. You can relax the feet, bring tops of the feet to the mat. Arms are to a T. Nice and slow, we'll take the arms upwards and let the tops of the hands face each other. Exhaling, arms back to a T. So flowy movement with the arms. Inhaling, tops of hands touch each other. Exhaling, arms come back. Let's do this for 1 minute. So if you know something is going to last for 1 minute, we'll see if we can keep that as a trend today. Then you can immerse yourself in it completely. And we'll take the arms up one more time. Exhale, bring the arms down alongside the body. Let's pause here for a moment. Before we do, take the shoulders up, back, down, and then just be here for a few breaths. Observing the body, observing the breath. And we'll release down to table posture. We're going to come into thread the needle a very specific way. I'm going to try to get us here twice today. So the next, let's separate the feet, the knees actually. So separate the knees maybe more than hips distance apart. And then we'll inhale, reach the right arm upwards. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath. Come all the way down to the face, right side of the face, right shoulder. Now we're going to be focusing our attention on this right shoulder for a moment. So this is something I learned recently from a chiropractor who was working on me. We're going to send the fingers away from the mat, right? So we're taking them in that forward direction. Then we're going to take, as we're still stretching fingers forward so we really have this straight arm, we're going to take the right shoulder and pull the right shoulder back. So we still have the body in the same position, but just maybe an inch or two, you're going to take that right shoulder back. And then we'll take about 3 deep breaths. You can just relax this left arm maybe fully, maybe bring the elbow down. And then we'll have the left palm down. Inhale, reach the right arm upwards. Exhale, send the hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, thread this left arm through, come down to the shoulder, left side of the face. Same thing, we'll straighten this left arm, just keep the right arm fairly relaxed here. Sending the fingers away from the left shoulder and then pulling the left shoulder in and back. So you'll be more aware of the shoulder blade when you do this. particularly good for relieving tension underneath the shoulder blades. And then we'll go ahead, take another breath. With the right palm down, inhale, lift the left arm up. And then we'll bring the hand down. Let's increase our motion a little bit. Let's come into downward facing dog, roll over the toes, lift the knees, take the hips back, palms press into the mat, fingers spread wide. Maybe give yourself a little movement here. And shake the head out. Okay, so in the next inhalation, again, we're going to be linking breath and movement. Inhale, lift the right leg upwards towards the sky. Exhale, send the knee to the nose, bring the weight forward into the arms. So this is strong for the core and the arms. Knee comes forward, head down. Inhale, lift the right leg upwards. Exhale, bring the right foot between the hands. Now we're going to rise to warrior A. Let's say first time around we'll be here a little longer. So we'll bring the left heel down and then inhale, rise up to a nice strong lunge, arms reaching up. So first time we'll be here a couple breaths, but then we're going to turn this into flowing motion. Next exhalation, bring the hands down around the right foot. Step, let's take that right leg back up, all the way back up into a three-legged downward facing dog, and then bring the right foot down on the exhalation. On the inhalation, lift the left leg upwards. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg back up. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Right heel down. Inhale, rise up. Again, first time we're here, we're taking a couple breaths. When we're here, we're pulling the pelvis in, we're drawing the neck in slightly, we're relaxing the shoulders down and feeling broadness in the back. Stretching the crown of the head upwards. And then we'll exhale. Hands down around the foot, lift the left leg back up, and then we'll set the left foot down. So now let's link this with the breath. So we're going to get the heart rate up a little bit and build some heat in the body. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it up. Exhale, plant the right foot forward. Left heel down, inhale, rise. And then exhale, hands come right back down. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, right foot down. Inhaling, left leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg back up. Exhale, warrior A, left foot between hands, right heel down. Rise on the inhale. Exhaling, hands down. Lift the foot, lift it all the way back up. And we're going to do this for another minute. So keep going at your pace, starting with the right leg. Now we're going to tag on another minute because really we just passed our minute just now. So you want to go through and get a couple more cycles in. Once you finish this left side, we'll be meeting, let's say, in a child's posture. And before you get there, if you'd like, you can take a vinyasa to neutralize some things in the spine by coming to plank posture, lowering, inhaling back bend. And then we'll meet with the knees spread apart, maybe closer together. It just depends on the body and your body. And then we'll lower all the way down. And breathe and just focus and notice and observe. We want to become aware of the breath so that maybe if we kind of lost our attention on the breath, we lost the breath. Just want to notice that without judgment. Or notice maybe the opposite. Maybe you were able to maintain the breath. Again, noticing even without judgment. Now let's take a clearing breath in through the nose. Exhaling out through the mouth. Let's extend the arms forward, if they aren't already, and lift the head, and walk the arms over to the right side of the mat. Keep the left sitting bone pressing down, so a little bit more effort there, and the left fingers reaching away from the sitting bone, but keep them fairly in line with each other. A nice long line from left hip out to the left hand. And we'll walk over to the left side of the mat. Same idea now, focusing on the right hip, right sitting bone, right hand. Fingers stretching away from the right hip. And we'll come back to center and rise up to a table posture, hands and knees. Now let's take a few cat-cows here. So inhaling, belly dropping and relaxing, head lifting, tailbone lifting. Exhale, belly engaging, pulling the belly up into the back, really drawing it up at the end, and then continuing a few of these. And lately I've been emphasizing cat-cow more than usual. I've been emphasizing the bottom of the exhale because my chiropractor is making me. She's saying, I tend to not do this enough these days, and she's noticing, and she says, this is really important, so I'd like to just make sure that we take care of it in our practice. So we'll take a few more. And then we'll be coming into a downward facing dog, but let's get there in a specific way. We'll keep the belly relaxed, keep the tailbone up in our cow posture, step the hands forward one step or the knees back a step, and then roll over the toes, lift the knees, send the hips further back, even if you have to keep the knees bent. Drop the chin towards the chest, look past the knees. So the crown of the head is towards the mat. We'll take 3 breaths. And then let's step the feet forward to about the center of the mat and come into a forward fold. So you can bring the hands closer towards the feet if you'd like. Maybe keep the knees bent, maybe straighten them up. Remembering if you've got blocks, always have them in your awareness so you can ask yourself, is this a good place to use it? And then nice and slowly, we'll start to unroll the spine. So begin to let the arms and head stay loose and relaxed as you unroll. Keeping the knees bent, it's really important as we rise. Feels good to come upright after being heart facing down for so long. So once we've risen, move the shoulders in circles and just loosen up. See what would feel good for you here. We're going to work a little bit on some balancing and also some important motion for the arms as well to help release tension. So let's start with the shoulders first, because then we'll get more out of the balancing posture. I'm going to just stand with the feet hips distance or a little bit wider is fine. And we'll start by circling the arms just to warm up the area. So we'll inhale, take the right arm forward and up, and then exhale, take it behind and down. And we'll take about 3 or 4 more circles this way with this right arm. So then we'll reverse this. So once the arm comes alongside the body, take the arm behind, up, forward, and then down. And one more circle. Before we go to the other side, let's observe. So bring this arm down. Just relax the arms for a moment. Close the eyes. Sense any imbalance, any differences, any similarities. And then we'll do the other side. So we'll inhale, left arm forward, up, back, and then down. And continuing. The trunk might move with the arm, and that's okay. It'll give you a little extra gentle rotation. Say one more circle this way, and then we'll circle the other way. Arm comes back, up, forward, and down. You might notice one direction is a little bit more challenging than the other. We'll take another circle, and then we'll release, and again closing the eyes, just being aware. Without this awareness that we're practicing, it's just exercise. And this is yoga, so we want to always be observing, noticing, without judgment, paying attention, and practicing awareness. So now we're going to work on the arms together. And what we're going to do, and this is again something I learned from the chiropractor the other day, is we're going to take the arms up and then turn the thumbs in towards each other. So I'm going to kind of create like a triangle, but you'll see the thumbs basically facing each other. And the goal is to keep the thumbs facing each other as we rotate the arms completely. So it will be like, we'll go this way first. So we'll bring the arms down, and then keeping the thumbs pointing inwardly, take the arms all the way up and get the tops of the hands towards each other, and then exhale, bring the arms forward, down, inhaling, keeping the arms in this position. So basically we have our shoulders inwardly rotated. Normally we go the other way, don't we? We have our palms face each other. When the arms are overhead, really try to get the hands towards each other. See if they can touch. Now we're going to go the other way. So once the arms are all the way up overhead, you take them out, down, forward, but keep the shoulders rotated inwardly. Couple more circles. It's really quite hard work. I always break a sweat when I move my arms this way. And so we'll go ahead and release, and then just relax. Let the arms dangle loose. Pay attention to what's happening. Okay, before we go to our balancing posture, let's step the feet apart from each other. So you might be facing the side of the mat if that works better for you. And then we'll take the arms out to a T and hands behind, interlacing the fingers, squeezing the shoulders back, looking upwards. Exhale, fold forward, lowering down. 5 deep breaths here. Taking arms up overhead as high up as you can. Allow for at least one exhalation to exit out through the mouth. And then we'll let the arms come down. Let them relax. Let the shoulders release. And with the knees bent, unroll the spine. Once you've come up, we'll heel toe the feet closer together. And now we're going to balance. So you might want a wall or a chair close by for your hand. I'll just let you know where we're going so that you have an idea. We'll have a knee up and we'll be turning towards that leg. So knowing that, you might know hey, I need some support, and that's okay. Remember, this is about observation and no judgment. So we're going to start with hands to the hips. So I'll be over here, I think. Hands to hips, feet hip distance apart. If you're going to be by a wall, you'll have the right side of the body towards the wall or the chair. Start to shift the weight to the left leg. And notice how soft or firm that leg is, and let's firm it up. So we're going to really pull the kneecap up and firm up the thigh. Pull the pelvis in. Feel the left glute engaged, and then pick up the right knee. And from here we'll be having left hand come to the outside of the right knee. And we'll begin to twist to the right. So maybe you have hand on something to help out. And see if you can take the head as far right as possible as you're pressing into the knee. Now you might feel like this is not challenging enough. Then you might extend the right leg, but what you can do is hold the outer right foot with the left hand first, and then begin to extend that leg as you continue to twist to the right. Pull the right shoulder blade in as best as you can. Take 2 more breaths. And then let's come back to center and release. We'll work on the other side. So we will have hands hips distance apart. Feet, not hands, feet hips distance apart. Hands to hips. Shift over to the right leg. Firm up the thigh, feeling the kneecap rise. Pull the pelvis in, engaging the glute. Lift the left knee up. And then right hand outside of left knee. Twist to the left. Left hand might stay right here. And pull the shoulder blade in. See if you want to go further, maybe hold the outer foot. You can still be here with the knee bent if you aren't open enough in the back of the leg, which, we really haven't focused on yet. And we'll come to center and release. All right, let's find our way to the mat. We're just going to come right to seated. We have the ankles crossed. Or foot in front of shin. Just notice what foot you have in front, because we're going to need to balance out. And then let's check in and see, actually, if you are sitting, so I know a lot of us are going to be sitting and we're going to have our knees kind of rising, and that's because we have tight rubber bands up on the front of the legs. So we're going to elevate the hips by sitting on a blanket or a block. And when we are sitting in a passive position, it's really important that we have the right support. So once you situate yourself and you have your elevation, we'll go ahead and lower the chin to the chest. Let the head just dangle loose. And then begin to collapse through the shoulders, through the mid-back. And then begin to come all the way down as far as you can. Again, we're here without judgment. Observation is one thing. Placing a value is another thing. And so we're just observing. And then we'll facilitate this receptive posture in which we can just be passive and release and let ourselves go into it.
with some exhalations out through the mouth. Now, if you'd like to try a different way to breathe while you're here, you might also, just for today, not making it a habit, but breathing in through the mouth and out through the mouth. With the intention that you let go and sink into this position. As if you're sipping air in on the inhale. And letting steam go out on the exhale. Another breath. And we'll start to reverse out of this. So without lifting the head first, right? We want to walk the hands in and let the head rise last. And we're going to let this turn into a twist. So keeping the ankles as they are, left hand to right knee, right hand behind. Get tall and then turn to the right. Now for a moment as you have hand to knee, turn the head left and right a few times. Continue to turn the head to the right and then roll the right shoulder a few times. So if you hear some clicking, be aware of that and just continue to circle in, circle through. You might rotate the other way. And then finding some stillness here, twist for a nice deep breath as you take the eyes also as far right as you can. And then inhale, come to center. We'll go to the other side. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind. Get tall, turn. Okay. So keep that tension in the hands to keep the spine twisting, but we'll turn head left and right a few times. And then continue to take the head to the left, and we'll focus now on the shoulders. So we'll start to roll the shoulder, left shoulder. The hand stays in place, just the shoulders moving around. Now we'll rotate the other way. And find this shoulder still and pressing back to the left. As you twist to the left, take the eyes as far left as you can. And now we'll come to center. Before we go into the other side, so we are going to be folding again. Before we go there, roll down to the back, bring the feet down. Walk the feet in towards the bottom. Bring the arms down alongside the body, walk shoulders back towards each other. Let's rise to bridge posture. Pull the pelvis in, lift the hips upwards, walk the shoulders back. Maybe fingers interlace under the hips, pressing straight arms down. If that's too hard to do and you have to bend the elbows to do that, then just keep elbows bent but the hands away from each other and palms facing the hips, fingers towards the sky. Draw the knees in towards each other without getting them to touch or really move. Just keeps them nice and still with the inner thighs engaged. Another deep breath. And exhale, release. Rock right back up to seated. But this time we're going to switch the ankles. So if you had right in front, this time have left ankle in front. In this period, you're moving the blanket if you had some support away when not needed. Now we'll just start to fold and release from here. So shoulders, head, shoulders, upper back, mid back. Just lowering all the way down, whatever all the way down means for your body. It will be different for everybody. Now letting yourself let go in and through this posture, and maybe coming back to that form of breathing through the mouth. We were inhaling and kind of sipping that air in, and then exhaling, releasing any tension that you might be holding on to. So it's nice to kind of bring that visual in, maybe feeling and visualizing steam exiting the mouth. Let's say 2 or 3 more full breaths. Okay, so we'll start to rise. Now we'll go into deeper twist this time. So once the head rises last, we'll have the left foot. We're going to take a twist to the left first. Have the left foot planted, the right foot underneath the left hip. And we'll take the left hand behind, fingers face back. So you want to feel the shoulder blade be pulled in. You want to feel left shoulder go back. Inhale, right arm upwards, look upwards. Exhale, right elbow outside the left knee. Get nice and tall, and then turn to the left as you press into that right knee. Let the eyes follow all the way to the left corners. Draw the chin in slightly so you aren't jutting the chin forward and elongating the neck. We want to stack the neck on the rest of the spine. And release, come to center. We'll switch legs. Right foot plants, left foot under right thigh. Right hand behind, fingers face back. That hand's fairly close. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, the left elbow outside the knee. Get tall, and then turn. Now the rule is how far to put that right foot. It depends on how tall you can get the spine based on the placement of that foot. So the first thing is that the spine is able to be vertical. And then from there you place the foot.
Now we'll take the eyes as far to the right as possible. And we'll come back to center. Now we're going to come back to hands and knees because I want to go back to our thread the needle. Okay, so once you're on hands and knees, you can separate the knees a little bit more. Inhale, lift that right arm upwards. Exhale, thread the right arm through. Come all the way down right side of the face. Same idea. Stretch the fingers away from the shoulder, but then pull the shoulder back. Now with that, you might do something else with the left arm. Just see if you can keep that right shoulder consciously drawing back. So maybe you wrap the left arm around the low back or send the left arm forward, or just keep it where it is. And we'll bring the left palm down. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale the right hand down. Inhale, lift the left arm upwards. Exhale, left arm through, come all the way down. And then we're stretching fingers forward and away from the shoulder. Then we're going to pull the left shoulder in. Two more breaths. And we'll have this right palm come back down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale the hand down. We're almost ready to rest. Before we get there, let's lift that right leg behind like this is how we started our practice, isn't it? Now we'll bring the right knee to the right hand and slide the left leg back and come into our pigeon posture. So maybe rolling side to side. And then when you're ready, lower all the way down. Let's say we'll be here for a full minute. So focusing on fullest breath possible, fullest expression in this moment that you can find without pressuring the body to go somewhere where it's just not ready to go. That's about our minute. So we're going to start to come out. This is a posture we could spend many more minutes in, but we're going to come out of it today just so we can make sure we get through the whole body. Maybe next week we'll take longer time in that posture. So then when you're ready, knee comes down, left leg lifts behind, and then left knee to left hand, right leg slides back, rocking a little bit side to side, and then folding in. Fullest breath possible. And we'll start to rise. Okay, once you take this left leg, maybe behind moving it there, we'll come back to our table and then right into seated. Let's focus on the neck before we rest. So in seated, ankles crossed, bring the hands in, let them rest. We'll move the head left, right a few times. Bring the chin down and up a few times. Bring the head to neutral and then lift one ear up towards the sky. 3 breaths. Bring the head to neutral. Take the other ear upwards. And bring the head back to center. Maybe just shake the head out a little bit. And we're going to come down to our backs to rest. Now there's some areas in the body we didn't work on, like the back of the legs. We didn't focus on them today. But your body is ready for you to do that. So if you take some time later today or even after practice to stretch back of the legs or anything else that you feel needs your attention, then make sure you give it that attention. Your body's like an animal that you need to take care of. We all need to take care of our bodies in the most nourishing and positive ways. And so remembering it's there and giving it all the love and attention that it deserves. And then once you are finding your body relaxed, so that the feet are away from each other, the hands are away from the trunk, we'll go ahead and tense up the whole body on the inhale. So clenching the toes, activating the thighs, clenching the jaw, creating fists, activating everything in the arms. And then exhale, release, and let everything go. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale, tense up completely everything. Exhale, let go out through the mouth, inhaling, and exhaling, releasing. And then letting yourself now rest completely. Feeling the soles of the feet relax. The toes relaxed. Softening tops of the feet. Softening the ankles all around. Inner ankles, outer ankles. Softening the lower legs, the front and the back of the lower legs. Softening the knees, the front of the knees, the sides and the back of the knees. Softening the thighs, all around the thighs. Letting that circle all the way up to the hips. Letting the hips soften. And at the bottom, the glutes soften. At the belly, soft. The waist, the back, all soft through the trunk, the chest, the shoulders, the mid-back and upper back soft. The arms down to the fingertips, all soft. The neck, soft. The jaw, the face, the head, the ears, all soft. Resting. if you'd like to stay lying down this morning, feel free to just stay here, and you might practice just lying down in this state of relaxation and just being aware of your body, aware of your surroundings, even just aware of my voice. If you'd like to close your practice with me, then begin to breathe more deeply. And again, if you just want to stay lying down for a little longer, just be aware of the sounds that you'll be hearing, but you don't have to do anything with them. Otherwise, if you're closing your practice with me, bring movement again to the body. Let the breath get deeper. Little by little, you'll start to move so that you can find your way to seated. So maybe knees to chest first, arms around the knees. Maybe some rocking side to side. And then finding seated. Once you come to seated, if you're coming to seated, just sitting tall. Now, wherever you are, feel life moving through you. Hopefully you can sense that it's moving through you with more freedom. And that's our aim. And we're going to close with the sound of Om again, maybe 3 times, and I'll bring in the sound of the harmonium as well. Hands together. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. As we bowed in the beginning of our practice, let's bow to each other again, honoring the light in each other that comes from the same source, the same divinity. Namaste.